So you finally made it to the end of the Fate of Atlantis DLC, but you come up against the most nuts boss in Assassin's Creed Odyssey so far, the Hekatonchires, and you are stuck, and you don't know how to get past this absolute monster. So if you're stuck and you need a bit of help, then look no further, because in this video I'm going to go through how to defeat the Hekatonchires boss battle, and we're doing it right now. Hey squad, Sykes here, and a kindly reminder that if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, head over to InstallationX, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and leave a comment down below. Just like my other videos on the Hades boss battle and the Cerberus boss battle, I'm going to start by going through a couple of things that you can expect to encounter when coming up against the Hekatonchires, and then some of the strategies that you can use to then help defeat this absolute monster. So the first thing is that you are going to have a lot of arms to deal with. The Hekatonchire has a lot of arms, and they're going to deal some significant melee damage, and they are their main melee attacks. You're also going to have to deal with some falling rubble that is going to come down from the ceiling. Every now and then the Hekatonchires will jump up onto the ceiling and start bashing around, and loads of rocks will start falling down, and they will be indicated by some red circle scenes. Make sure you get out of the way of those. The Hekatonchires is also very unique in that it's going to start lobbing things at you, but not stuff you'd expect. It's going to start lobbing humans at you, poisonous humans that if you get too close to will suddenly blow up and create a poison cloud, so that's great. And you're also going to have to deal with probably one of the most nuts charges I've ever seen in any boss battle that I've encountered, as the Hekatonchires will charge at you, pick you up, and swat you around just like Hulk did to Loki in Avengers. So those are all the things you can look forward to when coming up against the Hekatonchires. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one bit by bit, and some of the strategies that you guys can use to help yourselves get past this absolute nutty guy. Now my first tip before you even get into the boss battle is to make sure that you have all 5 pieces of the Decastis armor set equipped in your inventory. This is really important because it will give you a 15-second buff, which basically makes you invulnerable to any damage for that period of time. And having that ability and getting in close and dealing lots of melee damage is going to be really important. So make sure you've got all of that equipped. So, your staple here is going to be trying to get close to the Hekatonchires so you can deal melee damage. Melee damage is going to help you build up stamina, and the quicker you build up stamina, the more you can use your abilities, which are going to create more damage, and you can get through the boss battle pretty easy. Now, the thing that is really difficult about the Hekatonchires, different to Hades and Cerberus, is that there's so many arms flailing around, and they come at such a randomness that it's actually really difficult to read his attacks. So, one of the things that I do recommend is taking a second, not necessarily fighting, but trying to read where the arms are going to come from and the tells that the Hekatonchires are going to give you. Because once you've figured that out, you're then going to be able to figure out when to dodge, and once you dodge, you're going to get that time slow effect, and that time slow effect is going to give you that window of opportunity to get in, deal a load of damage, and get out without taking damage yourself. All the while you'll be building up stamina, and that stamina can be used on your abilities. Now the 2 abilities that I highly recommend you use are the Ares Madness ability and the Second Wind ability. Ares Madness is basically an OP melee attack. It gives an absolute ton of damage, and the Second Wind ability is basically a health regen, and that only costs 1 stamina. So that ability to keep regenerating your health if you take a bit of damage or get caught out is really important. Now, at points during the battle, the Hekatonchires will start jumping up onto the ceiling and bashing around and dropping down a load of stones and rocks for you to avoid. Now, at that point, that is a really good opportunity to get an overpowered bow strike in. I did this a couple of times because he's not invulnerable when he's up there. He is still vulnerable. He can still take damage. So while he's up there and he's not getting around and bothering you or meleeing and damaging you, get that overpowered bow strike away and you can deal a ton of damage up there. The other thing I suggest is mixing it up with ranged attacks with your bow as well. If you feel like you're getting in a bit too close and you're getting overwhelmed, you've lost the read of the pattern if there is one, and you're struggling to dodge any attacks and you're taking a lot of damage, then get out, take some ranged attacks, strike with the bow at the Hekatonchires himself, strike the humans that are wandering around, because you can also build up stamina by dealing damage to them, and then go back in once you feel more ready. Make sure you take your time, because it's really important that you don't rush it, because you will get caught out. This happened to me my first time round, and I took my time my second time round, and I got through it a-okay. And there were certain times where I had to really wait for my health to regenerate and wait for my stamina to regenerate, so I was taking it really cautious before going in and trying and getting that killing blow. Finally, make sure you use the ability of the Decastis armor to your advantage. It is a really powerful ability. That 15-second buff that you get basically makes you invulnerable for that period of time. So you can take a charge or some real big fist stomps and take no damage. So that's really your opportunity to get in there and start getting some melee attacks off, getting your abilities off, because that window of opportunity is absolutely vital. I used it a couple of times where I got the buff, got in, dealt a load of damage, came back out, recycled again, and so forth. Well guys, those are all my tips and tricks for getting past the Hekatonchires in yet another fantastic boss battle in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. If you enjoyed the video and you found it helpful, then please make sure you leave a like, head over to InstallationX and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the boss battle and the DLC overall, and share the video around to help the channel get some recognition. If you want to follow me and the channel over on Twitter, then head over to @installation_ix, capitalised X. And remember, I'm Sykes, and for all things Xbox, stay tuned to InstallationX. Bye guys.